Stop trying.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Taiko World Cup 2025. We are here with the culminating weekend of the tournament. 2 more matches to go this weekend. South Korea versus Taiwan, followed by their matchup against the Kings, Japan, on Sunday. We are here, number 2 versus number 5 seed. A South Korean roster that is, as some say, the strongest we have ever seen from them, and Taiwan battling for a spot back up in the winner's bracket in the grand finals match tomorrow. But that's Sunday, that's tomorrow. We're here now. I am Chili Repair, one of your casters today, joined by Yasuo once again. Good afternoon for you, definitely not for me. How are we doing today?
Welcome everybody to the stream. Thank you for having me again. It's 2 p.m. right now for me, so that's a perfect time to get into this match right now. I'm excited.
What are your thoughts on this? The pool, the teams, everything.
South Korea as C2 has been proving themselves really, really good this tournament so far. So has Taiwan though. They have come quite the way as seed 5, which is like quite good. So I'm really excited. How are they going to respond to the pool, which is quite hard this week? I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's grand finals materials. It has to be really difficult. But yes,
I mean, we see year in and year out, right? The pools change. Everything, we expect things to get harder. The caliber of players goes up in a lot of World Cups. That tends to be the case. What are we looking at this year for TWC, especially for teams like this who have played in this Grand Finals weekend before? They've played these pools. They know what to expect. Is it harder than last year? Is it just different? Is the balancing changed? I know we've less gimmick this year. What's kind of the strategy from the pooling side here? Was it just raw difficulty increase?
Like, you can see if you watch the showcase that the entire pool goes a little higher in difficulty. Maybe not only raw difficulty, but also, as you mentioned, we have less gimmick. There's just a little bit more speed maybe than last year. So this is also a thing to consider. So it's more difficult than last year, definitely. And now we need to see how the players react to this difficulty increase.
We've got the bans coming out already from the two teams, and I mean, as our resident pool expert, what are your thoughts on the starting bans? We're seeing Nomad 3. We're seeing one of our originals, unfortunately, banned out.
Yeah, that's true.
It's tragic. But we're all seeing Nomad 7 banned out, so a super technical map banned from the side of South Korea.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I mean. Like, you see Nomad 3, absolutely insane BPM at 342, which is really, really fast. We have those bursts and streams in the map that really can maybe change the map outcome at the end, because it's so fast. And then, of course, Frums, the technical side of the map is really difficult to read and to play then, so it makes sense. Those bans make perfect sense. Hard Rock 2 as South Korea's first pick, however. Awesome song and awesome map. So we're looking here at a lot of stamina testing for this map, as it's 4 minutes long with Hard Rock, 240 BPM. This is a real challenge for the players.
That's quite drawn out, and that's 240 BPM, and I remember seeing this on the showcase, and I went, how many more bursts can you fit in one map at the same time? It's this serious stuff, and I agree, that 4-minute length is not something we see super, super often in these regular slots. So to have a map that's this long and at that BPM is seriously going to test the upper limit of the mechanical abilities of these players. So we're going to see if South Korea has what it takes to continue shutting teams out this year, especially of the likes of Taiwan in this match again. They have looked really good in the winners bracket this year. We've again mentioned at the start of the match that we think South Korea is probably one of the strongest rosters we've seen from them in a long time, if not ever, in Taiko World Cup. Just last weekend, playing against Japan, they ended up losing 7-2, but if you watched that match, you really know that could have realistically been like a 7-5 if South Korea didn't have a couple little slip-ups on some picks here. Likewise with Taiwan down here on the losers bracket. So they've been here for only 2 matches now, but they have been able to defeat both Chile and China 7-3. Two teams that were kind of also demolishing in the winners bracket when they were up there, especially China until they fell down. They did end up beating the United States out as well, who was having a pretty good year. So this has been quite a ride for both of these teams. And as we go into map 1 here, we're going to see who has what it takes to bring them through into the finish. We're going to see a couple early breaks out of Peaceful here, as well as maybe a really early break from Yumiao, it looks like. But other than that, pretty clean.
Yumiao seems to be a Bancho miss, I think, as they still double-S-ing the map. However, Peaceful struggling a lot in the beginning here with a few misses and accuracy drops. Now Yumiao finds a break in the end.
Palembo with a couple breaks as well there. Yeah, and a full drop in accuracy from Taiwan with the Ki hits.
Yeah, the Ki really goes fast, especially with Hard Rock. The scroll speed really increases here. But this is only the beginning. It's only it's 4 minutes long, so this is only the first Ki, which is not yet as dense as the others are going to be. So Palembo really needs to find it. Now, no full combos left from Taiwan.
Starting strong, honestly. Peaceful having a little bit more trouble than I think we were expecting on a map like this, especially for South Korea's opening pick. Maybe just getting warmed up, you know, getting used to this thing. Again, this is not the type of map you can really just jump into a lot of the time, so understandable struggles from most of the player here, actually. Rosemarie is one of the outliers as well here. That is quite the accuracy to start this matchup, 99.7%. Everyone else struggling fairly heavily here across the board. I mean, I don't see anyone else that's really looking like they could ever recover to that point. Applers is sitting fairly confident, almost 99, but that's going to be quite the return to get back up to that range here as we come into the next Ki section. Yumiao and Palembo and Monkey D. Luffy all finding breaks, and Taiwan is just really far out of this one now with the performance of these bottom two on South Korea.
Yeah, and especially you see now, second Ki here, you see the density really increasing, and South Korea just really strong on this one. Taiwan has to be scared now of South Korea if they pick this as a first map. Really confident first pick, and look at their performance.
No, not much that they're going to be able to do in the last minute-ish of the map right here. We've still got a little bit of time left on, but Taiwan, unfortunately, not able to hold a combo on any three of their players on this very difficult map here to start it off. And with 400,000 score going to the avenue of South Korea here, and climbing for the rest of the time if Taiwan continues to find a couple of breaks here and there. Peaceful has had an unbelievable recovery, almost back up to 99% now, going to potentially finish the map off as the second best if Applers misses, and there it is. Peaceful now swinging up from the bottom. Rosemarie still absolutely knocking this map out of the park, 99.7.
His accuracy is insane on a map like this, especially with Hard Rock, where OD also goes up to 9.4. Not as high as we've seen already in the tournament before, but still, on this BPM, it's impressive.
It is quite impressive at this BPM. All we need is to make it OD10 next year. then we'll really give Rosemarie a challenge, apparently. Apparently we need the extra 0.6.
Apparently we really need that, yeah.
Taiwan fighting a bit of an uphill battle on the first map of this match, but that was South Korea's pick, and it is very understandable for them to be confident right out of the gate here. That's just above 3 million for South Korea on the team score. Quite a good start to this match, and decent scores all around. I mean, when Applers finishes at the bottom of your AC leaderboard there after basically full comboing the entire map.
Yeah, Rosemarie being as surprised as we are right now to see this score being MVP, but just look at it, it's just insane.
I mean, Peaceful had a couple of rough slip-ups very early on in the map, but only 15 100s for the entire remainder, and then didn't miss once after that. So, could have definitely been some early match, maybe not quite as much warm-up as they wanted beforehand sort of deal here.
Yeah, perhaps, yeah.
But regardless, their team is here to back them up, and Rosemarie is here to fight for this win today, because that is a serious opening score from them. As Taiwan now goes into their first pick of the match, they need to find a really good way to respond to this. A little bit of the Tech Gear style maps being banned by South Korea in here, so Taiwan maybe going to look towards that avenue, maybe even looking at some of these hidden picks later on.
I'm opening the statue real quick. Let's see what they did last week. Just give me a little reminder.
They're going for no mod 4, so they are going for no overdose on the opening today. So a burst map, and then again, kind of like we said, it's not really gimmicky, but it's dense, it's overlappy, it's got a lot of 1/8, so it certainly is a more technically difficult map compared to the traditional sense of how we would describe a map.
Rosemary not being happy about this one. It makes sense. BPM being only at 185, so it's a little slower than the pick before. But as you already mentioned,
song alone, you can hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you already mentioned, it's lots of bursts, very dense, and this being kind of like the gimmicky kind of map, it's going to be. But Rosemary is back in, so.
Good stuff. Song is amazing, by the way. Everyone, please go check out 77, one of our featured artists. This song is not licensed, but we have a ton of others that are, and they're all amazing. So if you like this song, go check out 77. There's my shill for the day.
Absolutely.
Rightful shill in the morning for 77. But I'm excited to see what happens on this map. I'm excited to see Taiwan turn this one around. They're going to bring it back in. They just got to reel it in a little bit. South Korea had a pretty big score difference on that first map, and that does tend to sort of blow things out of proportion early on in a match. So Taiwan's going to want to slow that down really early. They're going to want to be methodical about this at the start, and they were pretty confident about this no mod 4 pick. I mean, they didn't, sort of shotgun it out of the gate, but they were definitely really confident at just grabbing this map fairly early, so I think they'll be confident enough to do some damage potentially here against South Korea.
And Rosemary finding early breaks here and there. Clean, however, so just accuracy drops below 99. However, High Greek's also striking with accuracy a bit, but High Greek's known for this kind of map being really good on, so let's see what the Grand Foam Nomad 4 can actually do for us.
A little bit backdrops early out of High Greeks. They're going to look to make some improvements on that. And there's actually a miss from Monkey D. Luffy on this density change here. Understandable. That's definitely the section that you want to look out for. The unfortunate part is that this is Taiwan's pick, and that is not the player you want to see missing on the density section, because that is going to be the first of many in this map, especially with the SV changes and the key eyes.
Absolutely. And luckily for the players, this is only 2 minutes 20, so if this would be longer, it would be way harder, of course, because you need to read all this and you need to memorize some of those patterns, especially as some of the overlaps really come into play here. And Harry Ada having quite the issues there.
Yeah, Peaceful did trade out a break, but it was far cleaner. Monkey D. Luffy now falling to the same fate as Harry Ada. Appler's going to start to lock up a little bit here on these density patterns, but that's 1 for 2 on South Korea right now. Harry Ada, Monkey D. Luffy both struggling. If South Korea can make it through that entire section with just Applers having a rough time, then that's exactly what they want to see. Rosemary fighting away accuracy demons in favor of combo finally breaks, but it's Peaceful to hold down the 99.35. And there they are. There's the Peaceful we know and love from that map 1, recovering a little bit.
Absolutely.
Taiwan, they're trying their best through this, man, but this is a tough map. It's a tough pool, and South Korea just playing so well today.
Holding that 99% accuracy there is really impressive from Peaceful. So this is a quite good play.
That is
19 100s on a map like that. Peaceful, what are you doing?
And look at that. I mean, that was just an absolute show from South Korea there. Lowest accuracy on South Korea, 96.83%. Highest on Taiwan, 96.21% on High Greeks. Pretty decent play from High Greeks, actually, really trying to fight through that one there. But overall, that is just a team difference right there. South Korea, unbelievably confident. And of course, you know, having Peaceful on the roster with that act certainly gives you quite the advantage early.
Yeah, especially second map and first breakpoint already. Yeah, so Taiwan really needs to lock in now to not miss another point to South Korea. Especially the Olympics. But now South Korea's back to picking, so let's see what they do.
Best of 13.
Taiwan.
Plenty of time.
It is plenty of time, yes, absolutely.
I really need to see DT1 today. I really need to see Die Reflection today. That map is amazing. I love the song. I love the map. It's got a good map in at least 3 of the 4 modes I know of. It has a good map in at least 3 of the 4 modes. DT2. It's end of the world. Almost DT1, but we will absolutely still take DT2.
Peaceful remembers all the Taiko World Cups in the past.
Understandable.
First Hard Rock 2, then Fremont 1, and now DT2. So you know this map. It's a classic. It's old. It's by TKS, and now it's in the DT pool for 2025.
TWC 2019 was actually that was the first year Peaceful got podium in TWC. So understandable they'd remember 2019. They've been on a run almost ever since.
Yeah, with playstyle like this and gameplay this impressive, I can understand that.
Very understandable. I mean, they have basically podiumed almost every year that they've played, with the exception of last year, where South Korea struggled a little bit, just getting top 5 versus top 5 to 6 last year. So definitely some uncharacteristic struggles, you know, of a team that has traditionally been fairly strong in this tournament. But it looks like they're back and fighting into it this year. Maybe grab second or first place this year, seeming to be likely. We're gonna keep our options open, Yasuo. Even if
Absolutely.
history precedes us in this tournament, we're gonna keep our options open, and we're gonna see if Taiwan can fight their way back into this too. There's a world where South Korea is only fighting for a 3rd place spot if Taiwan cleans this up, but man, they are making that look less than likely right now.
Yeah. And you know, on the side of Taiwan, 2 players struggling with accuracy, and now Pelomi misses. This is not looking too good for Taiwan right now. South Korea running away with the score lead already. 80k right about now.
Good
And
start.
Peaceful once again. 99.7% accuracy. Rose going in.
Oh, screw it, I'll do it myself. That's good backing, though. I say that as a joke, but really, really good backing in Applers and Rosemary today. Unbelievable stuff as a team. It's as a team, and there is not one thing that Taiwan can do about it right now, because all 3 players on South Korea are just besting the competition this year in almost every match that they've played. I mean, Japan has been the only team so far in this tournament who has bested South Korea as an overall roster.
Yeah. Now even
the stream.
Monkey D. Luffy breaking as well. Entire combo reset for the Taiwanese team. While South Korea just holds on for all those bursts, all those streams.
Yeah, that piano breakdown is a serious choke point there. And that is a full reset from Taiwan. All just above or below 100 combo here. And there's South Korea just relaxing on the left-hand side through these key eyes. 3-way full combo right now. Couple hundreds here and there from Applers. But can all three make it into the finish? We've only got a couple seconds left in the map, Yasuo. It's so close. Rosemary, no!
Rosemary, no. Peaceful as well.
There goes the three-way in the last 10 notes of the map. Oh, what a team score, though. 3.228 million with that DT multiplier on there and a 521,000 score difference for South Korea. And what do you do now if you are Taiwan? Consolidated breakpoint. 3 maps in a row from South Korea where the smallest score difference to speak of has been 244k. What do you do right now?
You need to sweat a lot. That's for sure. Like, you are under pressure now, and you need to pick something that you can win on. You don't want to lose another breakpoint to South Korea here.
This is a tough situation. It very much is. Taiwan is one of the teams that has potential to make it work. There's a lot of maps left in this pool for them to work with here. But it certainly is going to be an uphill battle against the current South Korea team, who we talked about at the start of the match is really putting on a show this year. Again, a team that almost went band for band against Japan just last weekend and is now down here in the losers bracket to fight it back up for that grand final spot. They've got something to prove this year, especially after not getting podium last year. They need to prove that they can just come back and do it whenever they want.
Yes.
And this is a big fight for them as well, actually. Now, they're podium no matter what with this match, but South Korea has the potential to get podium in all 5 game modes this year, based on the rosters that we've seen from them. Which is something that I don't believe we've seen before, out of any country.
That is super impressive.
A couple of teams have come close. I think like Taiwan used to come close, but then not all the World Cups existed back when Taiwan was sort of dunking on like the different World Cups. United States like may have been there for a little while with like 4K and then the 3rd place and then OWC, but I don't think they've ever gotten 7K. So South Korea would definitely be the first to be able to do it. What a shift in song.
What Taiwan is going to do, however, now is going to pick Nomad 2. So yeah, it's, you see 142 ppm, but it's not. Let's just say that. It's more than that, I can say.
This is, I mean, how do you even begin to describe this map?
Funny tech.
Funny tech. I love it.
Yeah, those insane rhythms all over the map, but the patterns stay simple, accessible, and a little bit on the easier side for those players. It should be no big deal. Let's see, however, if we skip the intro, as it's quite long and it's unmapped, so let's see what we see here.
We've got our first roster switch of the match from South Korea as well, as we see Cho Sung come in on the bottom right.
Rosemary not feeling this one.
Understandable!
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited to see what Taiwan does on this map. They have generally been a fairly solid tech team over the course of the entire tournament, especially Monkey D. Luffy down at the bottom there. That's who I'm looking at, as well as Harrieta.
Yeah, Harrieta putting really good scores so far in this tournament, especially on picks like this.
And here we go. First break to come out of Cho Sung, and peaceful as well, leaving just Applers fighting alone against Monkey D. Luffy and Harrieta, who are both matching that score. High Greeks also with a great backing, 98.5, just above Cho Sung. There goes Harrieta with the first break for Taiwan. But as long as they maintain these 2 combos down on the bottom, they are going to hold this score lead right now. It's all down to High Greeks and Monkey D. Luffy for Taiwan to get their first point on the board right here. Appler's trying to do whatever they can to keep South Korea within reaching distance here, but they are fighting hard for a scoreline that is not moving.
Yeah, and those triples and doubles compared to mixed are like, that's really difficult.
Unbelievably difficult map. I mean, you can just, even if you don't play taiko, you can see, and you can hear with the rhythms too. I mean, this map just has everything.
Also mentioning it's a Ruby's map, so you can expect that techie stuff that is really difficult to read as the rhythms go harder and harder all across the map.
Oh, next build up.
The 142 Scream.
Final quarter of the map approaching right now. It all comes down to this. Only 17k now for Taiwan. Anything could give this back over. It's Monkey D. Luffy against Applers right now. Shosung with a great recovery. Peaceful, high accuracy on their recovery as well. Harrieta finding a break is going to be enough to give it over towards South Korea. Shosung gonna slow it down though with that miss, but there goes Monkey D. Luffy. That's disastrous.
They're still holding on. Absolutely insane stuff here from Applers. It's insane accuracy as well.
I think that's it. I think Applers has done it with what an unbelievable play from them into the finish here. Accuracy actually matching Peaceful now with a great recovery from their earlier break, but what a score this is going to be from Applers into the finish here, bringing their team across the line. Applers said, it's my time, I'm stepping up to the plate, and that is a 978k from Applers, 25 100s, not a single miss on the board, bested only by Monkey D. Luffy on Taiwan and Peaceful with 15 and 22 100s. Great accuracy from all three of them.
Yeah, and once again, another breakpoint for South Korea, so Taiwan not being in the best spot right now.
This is a rough one for them right now. That is, you know, it was acceptable earlier. They lost one. They had a consolidated breakpoint. They were going to need to fight back into it. But this is now South Korea's pick, putting them one map away from match point. And now a serious fight into the end for them.
Yeah, if this continues, Taiwan has only one pick left to prove themselves. But we won't stop believing until the end. So let's see what South Korea is picking now. Maybe something that Taiwan can be kind of confident on as well, so they get a point, which is really important for them right now. A breakpoint would change things quite a bit.
Anything can happen in this match, and there's the DT1 from South Korea.
You get it. You get your DT1.
Baby. Let's go. Remember the first time I ever saw Die Reflection pulled in DT in a tournament, and I went, this needs to be everywhere now. This needs to be everywhere now. This is the most amazing DT song of all time. It is so peak for DT.
Yeah, without DT, it's 5 minutes long, so
it's quite super long.
It's quite the long challenge, especially for the stamina of those players. And the intro being probably the densest section with a lot of bursts.
There's that density intro, and then there's that one really like complex section towards the ending as well.
Yes. Yeah, but yeah, it's long. And OD 9.7, so almost the same hit window than OD 10, so it's going to be really, really difficult, especially to hold on until the end. If we see a full combo here, I would be really impressed. Let's see.
Oh, here we go. 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Not the highest BPM we've seen on a DT pick by any means in this tournament, but still up there at 248. Actually, no, that is... Yes, that is with DT. This map is not that fast without it. There's misses all across the board, understandably.
Almost everybody missed on that mono, except Rosemary, who just pulled through.
Rosemary just tanking that one.
Yeah, that mono being really difficult.
Couple misses across the board here. Good recoveries for basically everyone. Palermo finding one extra break on top of the competition, but maintained their accuracy with it. And there's South Korea in the lead off of the start. Good accuracy across the board here. Harry Ada really doing well to match up, and there's a break from Rosemary, so gonna give a little bit more leeway into here as they continue to find these breaks, gonna give Palermo and High Greeks a chance to catch up a little bit right now.
Yeah, this accuracy not looking really good for Taiwan here. South Korea with full 98% accuracies on the board.
It's gonna be a fight.
Combo section right now. So finding breaks here is not really what you want to see.
75k almost halfway through the map is definitely starting to get out of control already. Taiwan needs to mitigate this as soon as possible, and the only way they can do it is by holding these combos, holding the accuracy, continuing to bring it up. High Greeks is climbing, but very slowly. So is Palermo, coming up to that kind of status quo of that 98% range, but there's a break from Palermo as I say that. And South Korea continues to maintain this lead. Peaceful has now pulled themselves back up to 99%.
Yes, and of course the 5.53 starting you see here is without TT, obviously. With TT it's around the 7-star mark.
Yeah, this is definitely not 5.5 stars.
Yep.
There we go. Next Ki. Still strong on South Korea. Very early break in that from Palermo. There goes Rosemary. That's the last full combo in the lobby standing. Peaceful and Applers, however, at almost full combos, basically right at those misses at the beginning here. And it is a full reset once again for Taiwan. Palermo, the largest combo there at 300, but Rosemary basically matching the combo as well as higher accuracy, meaning that Peaceful and Applers are just going to run this one through. Rosemary at that 99, now going to hit it by the ending. Unbelievable recovery from what was actually the lowest accuracy on South Korea at the start.
Yep. And Peaceful, once again, that combo and that accuracy holding through until the very end of the map here.
Man. Peaceful is good player, but this is not normally. Please check him PC end game.
So true.
Oh my goodness. What a performance today from them. Seriously. 19 100s and the 4 misses basically all right at the beginning, along with Applers, who actually only missed once at the beginning. That is a singular miss off of a full combo for Applers.
That's just one miss on that mono section in the beginning.
Wow.
So.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is the team difference right here. This screenshot is the epitome of this match right now. South Korea just team diffing as they have been across the entire tournament. Taiwan is an unbelievable team. 3 million plus score on this map would probably beat a lot of other teams in this tournament. But when you are up against South Korea, you need just a little bit more than that.
Yep. But now we go back to Taiwan's pick for maybe the last time, so they go for Nomad 1. They only have picked Nomad so far, and once again we see another Nomad. Nomad 1 this time. A good Rinya song for probably maybe their last pick.
This is literally the point of no return. If this map does not go their way, that is match point for South Korea. And then that is 6 consecutive points needed from Taiwan, which is... I believe in miracles, and that would be one of them.
Absolutely.
That would certainly be one of the miracles of this tournament for Taiwan to gather 6 points in a row. But I'll believe in them. I'll believe in them until the last second. But South Korea, I am certainly placing all my cards on right now because they just look unbelievable as a roster.
Yeah, not losing a single point, just really, especially against a team like Taiwan, who's just strong, but losing not a single point just proves how strong South Korea is in this one.
I mean, South Korea, as one of the few teams in recent memory that has made Japan look vulnerable this year to a pretty significant extent last weekend, I am fairly unsurprised that they have come to win today. They are absolutely ready.
They are, yes. Nomad 1 being 8 stars. Starting strong. And if you remember last week's Nomad 1, it's pretty much the same. It's a little faster. Or like, I think it's even about the same on BPM. But yeah. This being only 2 minutes 19 seconds. So you need to be not missing anything going into this. Accuracy looking good on both teams right now.
Very comfortable map, I feel like, compared to a lot of the other things we've seen in this pool so far. Relatively speaking. There goes Rosemary on a first break, actually. Score lead still in favor of South Korea by just a little bit by virtue of Applers and Peaceful being way up there. But Taiwan's not too far behind with Yue Miao and Harrieta.
What did you say?
I'm sorry, Taiwan. Oh no. Not into the slow section. No. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean...
Well, you said it.
I said it, you didn't. Thanks for reminding everyone.
Yep, you said it.
Listen. South Korea was up in accuracy, and I mean up, especially on Peaceful alone here. That is unachievable act for anyone else in this lobby right now.
Absolutely.
It was a clean break from Harry. It was very clean, 99.4 still, basically, but this is just better overall in South Korea.
A few more 1/6 here. A 30k point difference in the favor of South Korea. It's looking not good for Taiwan right now. Peaceful missing.
Peaceful absolutely died. Oh my
this
gosh.
Is it. This can be
Oh my gosh.
Not a sweep. Hashtag not a sweep.
How many matches is this going to happen in that we cast this year, Yasuo? How many maps will it have to take where a team loses in the last 1 second?
This has happened way too many times.
Oh my gosh! This is number like 4 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds about right. Oh my god.
No sweep, and it's on their own pick, luckily, too. That is not another break point away. Wow. What could have been one of the most unachievable scores for any other team in this tournament has turned into a glimmer of hope for Taiwan in the ending of this match.
They really need to take this momentum right now and transform this into another point and another point and another point on to on. This is absolutely incredible.
Well, there we are. There's one on the board for Taiwan. Now we just need 5 more, Taiwan. You can do it. Give us tiebreaker.
Breakpoint here there for Taiwan. Get this to tiebreaker right now. Yeah, but it's South Korea's pick now, so they are going to pick something they are strong on, I hope. It's going to be Noah 5, so we are picking really difficult map. You see Green Shell, you hear metal, you know it's going to be difficult.
It is certified metal map time. I'm sorry, is this OWC now? Metal?
What do you mean? We've had metal in Taiko World Cup before.
I think you have had. I think we have had a medal.
Yeah, sounds about right. Like
In all of my years hosting this tournament, I think we have had a medal tournament map.
at least 2.
At least 2, counting this one.
No,
We'll see.
We had the T map last weekend. The Glorb T.
The Glorb T.
Yeah, but it's Green Shell. It's going to be difficult, especially on a BPM like this. 260, fluctuating between 260 and 284. So yeah, it's full of streams. It's 2 minutes 35 seconds, full of streams. 260 BPM.
We're ready. We're prepared. The teams are in. We are here with what could potentially be South Korea's culminating map to get to match point. So happy to see that that metal map abusing has become a thing in all World Cups. for top tier teams. What a pleasing sight.
This is essential in a grand finals pool.
South Korea picking a no-mod on this one, too. Going right under Taiwan's noses in this no-mod pool. A little bit of our build-up here. 2 minutes and 35 seconds of 260. It's got to be one of the highest BPM maps in the pool we've seen so far.
Yeah, a few above. Like that 342 ppm that was banned, no what 3.
Exactly. Okay,
but it's up there.
That we've played.
Yeah, true. That's true.
It's definitely up there.
Palemo finding early breaks here. Accuracy not looking too good, not being too comfortable on streams right now, as it seems like. But Monkey D. Luffy and Harry Ada, really good accuracy, both having the same accuracy right now.
Yeah, very good.
Palemo struggling.
Rosemary's struggling on the side of South Korea right now. Gonna hope that they can pull that accuracy up by the ending. Oh no, one miss. Okay.
Oh.
Not SS anymore. I was starting to get worried that they still had an SS, but that's Taiwan finding a break to trade it off there. That's Harry Ada missing to trade up with Rosemary there. Unfortunately, not nearly as clean on Taiwan. Oh gosh!
Oh god.
No!
Palemo is not able to find another.
Ooh.
He can't get back into the stream.
Note lock. Remove note lock immediately. That was bad for Harry too.
So much score gone, and so much accuracy gone as well.
That was an irrecoverable stream.
I'm just gonna say, look at the top on your screen on the left side. What
I do not see. I
going
close my eyes.
on?
I do not see. I close my eyes. I do not see. Look at the bottom right of the middle too. I mean, what? Chosung does find a break for South Korea, dropping to 98.5, but that is 4.5% higher than the next closest on Taiwan right now. Are we going to see a million score difference, Yasuo? I don't actually think there's enough map left, but it definitely almost came close.
It almost came close, yeah, absolutely.
I think this map is too easy for South Korea.
It certainly looks like it. Especially for Peaceful and Rosemary, who just...
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
Rosemary, there we go. There's the one note lock for South Korea on Chosung and Rosemary.
But finding a clean break here in a stream like this is really impressive after all.
Yeah, actually mitigating that to
twice
only,
even.
0.5, yeah. And
yeah.
Peaceful. I'm just gonna be over here, letting this happen.
Just looking around. Yeah. So, check him PC.
I just got an Outlook notification from work. Peaceful is the new president of Taiko. Okay, I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay, that's great.
Wow. What an unbelievable play. And South Korea continuing the trend of this match of just being the powerhouse, the force to be reckoned with. And I think at this point, they have valiantly worked their way through to this match point. They have certainly earned it with this performance.
Yeah, Taiwan is picking again, and I don't think they will go for number 6. I really don't think they will. Because after losing this one, then number 6 is going to be almost as fast with 200 to 340 BPM. So, I doubt it. I think they are going to pick some other mod here. Perhaps free mod. Or they are going to go with number 6. Okay, well that's not something I expected.
Whoa.
Okay.
Wow. Wow. You know what? I like it. I like the unconventional pick. Get you some points, Taiwan. Let's see it.
Yeah, it's getting greasy. It's getting greasy, it's getting fast, it's getting hard. And we see 96 glass.
All right. Odds, over, under odds on a Taiwan reverse sweep.
If this is getting reverse sweep, I'm actually, like, I'm losing it, I think.
At Grok, is this true?
No. Don't ask Grok. Not even Grok knows what's going
At
on
Grok,
right now.
will Taiwan clutch up? It's possible. It's definitely possible. They've done it once. They clutched up.
They just need to do it against the C2, so yeah.
I don't know about that 1 point that Taiwan got. Did they clutch up or did someone on South Korea fall down a hill? Because it was sort of 50-50 on that one.
It's likely, yeah.
I mean, that just means we just need to see it again. We just need to someone collapse at the ending. All right. This map will be very, very telling early. All right, we're gonna get a closer one on this. I mean, a couple act drops here and there, understandably, but a clean miss from Monkey D. Luffy. Nothing too bad. Unfortunately, Harry, Ada, and High Greek's behind him. A clean miss means nothing if all three of you find a clean miss.
You'd have another break there. Just Song missing the first up inside twice.
Okay.
So nothing's over yet. The map is just below 3 minutes, so
Applers is going
anything
to be a
can
problem.
happen.
Applers is going to be a problem right now, though.
Certainly, as he has been before.
Plenty of time, though. I mean, this is 3 minutes long, and we are almost halfway through now. Chosun continues to find breaks, which is really good because they had a very, very bad miss comparatively to the ones that we've seen on Taiwan. Now, Monkey D. Luffy is going to find another one in here, but Monkey D. Luffy continues to just find these really clean, really short breaks. It's only 25k.
He's looking a little better on South Korea right now, with 99.3% accuracy for Applers.
Applers is the key right now. He has the keys to the city, and Taiwan need to find a way to take them. They are going to find a double break, but again, these misses are just so clean. Unfortunately, for everyone, that is just a tiny bit of score lost, and that is a tiny bit of score that Taiwan cannot afford right now.
They just saw each other's scores, so they really know that Applers is going in.
There's just nothing you can do right now. Applers is eating this map alive. Peaceful with an unbelievable recovery from their break as well, almost back up to 99. And Taiwan with 44k on the score difference into the ending here. This might be it, Yasuo. This is going to be the one.
Oh, Apple is finding him.
Finally misses.
Oh, yeah, but it's not going to be enough, I think. There's not enough map left. No, sadly not. And that's it.
That is it.
It's going to be South Korea.
What a play from them. What a match from South Korea. 7-1. The team that fought their way through winner's bracket, beating teams left and right, coming up against Japan, making it look like they almost could have won that match, coming back down to the loser's bracket, doing it once again, and now for one final shot in the grand finals tomorrow.
Absolutely. And if Japan watched this match now, they have a reason to be scared of South Korea. Looking at the performance on those maps that we've seen, they have a reason to be scared. Absolutely.
They do. I mean, there's the thing that South Korea is going to have to consider too, right? Japan now knows what South Korea is good at. And I was going to say what they're bad at, but what they're good at. So that sort of opens up some interesting avenues for tomorrow where Japan knows what to ban, they know what to avoid, and that's that winner's bracket advantage right there that South Korea is going to have to overcome. They have no idea what Japan is going to be cooking up tomorrow.
Yeah, and they having experience in those maps in match is also probably a scary thing for Japan tomorrow.
Well, that's for tomorrow. That's 12 UTC, same time as today. 23 hours from now.
Yes.
But a great match, a great win from South Korea. Taiwan will be our third place finisher for Taiko World Cup 2025 this year. Congratulations to them. They will be earning that podium spot as well as the third place badge. Japan and South Korea to now duke it out one final time. This is a matchup that we have seen 3-4 times in the past. It's quite the legacy matchup, I believe, between Japan and South Korea. So this is going to be one for the books if South Korea can make this match close and potentially pull off even a bracket reset. We'll see with how they've been playing this year. It is all too possible. But that is all going to be tomorrow, 12 UTC, Sunday, April 27th. Any final words, Yasuo, for our teams, for our competitors, for our stream?
Yeah, once again, Taiwan, congratulations for third place. You've earned it. You have fought your way through the tournament in epic style. And yeah, I'm wishing both teams good luck tomorrow to decide the one and only winner of Taiko World Cup 2025. Thank you for watching, everybody. This has been a great time. And thank you for joining me, Julia. And I think that can be it. We can look forward to tomorrow.
That does it for us here, folks. We will see you back here tomorrow, 12 UTC Sunday for Japan versus South Korea. Taiko World Cup Grand Finals. We'll see you then.
Well. Hello there, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, taiko players across the world. Welcome back to the OS Taiko World Cup 2025. This is the last ride of the year. It's the grand finals. South Korea versus Japan. Winner of this match is the OS Taiko champion for the next year. I'm Over the Hedge 2015, joined today by Beat. Hello, Beat.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Taiko World Cup Grand Finals. Japan, South Korea, number 1 seed, number 2 seed. A tale as old as time itself, dating back to the ancient scrolls of the last decade. These two teams, once again, have managed to clutch their way through the entirety of the winner bracket and are the last two teams standing. As very well documented over the years, Japan going absolutely undefeated, as they have for a very long time, and once again they do enter into this grand final with the winner bracket advantage. South Korea, on the other hand, looking to try and be the first team to upset Japan in over a decade. The dream is there. We will see how much of that dream is reality today. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how this matchup goes, and we're going straight to the rolls.
Yeah, looks like Japan winning the roll, Korea banning Nomad 7, Japan banning Hard Rock 2 makes perfect sense. Korea were ridiculous at that map yesterday against Taiwan, and Japan gonna pick first. Worth mentioning, you said earlier, Japan with the winner's bracket advantage, that presents an absolute mountain for South Korea. They have what is probably the strongest non-Japanese team that has ever been fielded, I would say, in any taiko tournament. The thing is, not only do they have to hand Japan their first match loss in, I think it's 13 years, they have to do it twice in a row.
This I think this is the 12th. This would be the 12th victory. So yeah, we'll say 12
either
years.
way, that's such an intimidating number. It's just, how do you get a win streak that long? Like, people talk about US and OWC. Sometimes they'd, go down to the losers bracket. They lose to one of the other favorites. Japan are just, if they get to tiebreaker, ping everyone in all your taiko servers, it's the event of the year. If they so much as get a close match, all eyes are on this. And
100%.
they never even do. The last time anyone took them seriously close was, funnily enough, a similar looking Korea team in 2020. Took them to, I believe it was 7-5, that or 6-4 in winners semifinals.
Yeah.
But Japan gonna start off with Nomad 2 no matter what. This is the, I almost feel weird calling it the Techno mod in the pool when Nomad 6 and 7 exist, but it certainly is technical. I say it's one of the easier maps in the pool to FC. Just accuracy, though, is something else entirely.
Yeah, and there are absolutely no punches left to hold back here. Do not be fooled by the low BPM. The snaps will make it much faster and burstier. Bancho, or already proving my point. We haven't even started the first note. Yep.
Oh, it
Lovely.
just takes a sec sometimes.
Yep, just needs a second to warm up. And here we go. We're getting underway.
So, Pan 2, Nekomisha, and Maimai, this formidable Nomad roster for Japan that's just dominated since semi-finals. Peaceful Applers and Chosung for Korea, though. No slouches in themselves. Chosung actually single-tapping this stream. Casual 280 single-tap, not even anything that special for TWC Grand Finals. And here we go, getting into the real technical section of the map.
Yeah,
and Nekomisha going to be the first to miss. And again.
Oh, wow.
This is interesting.
Struggling out the gate, the first player to do so. And South Korea has a small advantage.
Yeah, very rare gift to receive against Japan is the other team missing before you do. But Korea holding strong for now. Peaceful and Appler is looking absolutely invincible on this right now. Chosung not too far behind either with the third FC running at the team score. There's so much work left to do if they want to take the break point.
Yep, and everyone's looking incredibly solid. There's still 5 full combos on the board. No player giving up an inch. Only Choseong, the only player below 99% amongst the full combo players. And even then, Nekomusa's caught up on the accuracy very fast.
Halfway into this map with 5 FCs. and 4 of them are 99. That is kind of ridiculous.
It's a tall order. You know,
Yeah.
you make it to the grand stage, you got to be able to make the grand performances. And that's why no one's going to miss in this Kantan section.
Don't say that. 10th and PR we beat. I wouldn't dare. Maybe you would.
Oh, I
Alright.
definitely would. I tempt fate.
Alright, going into this 1-6 stream. It's only like 210 BPM, really. It's not that hard. Speaking of hard, here we go again. Just another pretty similar section to the first one we had, but that lead you can see really shrinking. Peaceful hanging on real strong, but my mind's gonna miss. It
That
does
is
almost nothing though to the
incredibly
lead.
good miss.
Somehow. Japan just holding so strong, but not as strong as Korea. Nekomusha gonna find another break, but Peaceful misses. Shrinks it down. It's not a blown lead just yet, but it's gotten real close again all of a sudden. I think they're safe from combo score, but they need to hold on, and Chosun misses. Oh, this is getting sketchy. I
Yeah,
think they're
it
gonna
is
need one last
nail-biting.
mistake from Japan. It's flicking.
It's going to come down to the 100
It's
count.
flickering. Yeah,
He's
this
going
is
to
just
bring it home.
nerves battle in the final seconds. It looks like it's Japan's to lose now with seconds left. Nobody getting caught by the ending finisher's really tricky there, but everyone gets them, and suddenly Japan stave off the first points worth of Korean offense. Wow. 2.89
Yep.
and you almost lost. That is an incredible set of scores.
100%. Cat 2 topping the lobby with 15 100s. Apple is getting
Yeah.
32 100s. But definitely from that first opening performance by both of these teams, everybody is up to pace. We have a match here. South Korea leading for the majority of the map, which is a bit unheard of in a situation like this. But you know what? We like to see some drama. We like to see a little bit of spice. And we are definitely going to we are definitely going to see it no matter what. So
This is going to be interesting, yeah. So map 1 of a potential 26 is decided by about 6,000 points.
oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know, the usual. Oh, and Korea just going to go straight into the free mod pool with FM1 Debug Drug. This is our mod-friendly, in air quotes, free mod. It's still quite hard to mod. The thing is, these guys are ridiculous at this stuff. This will probably get 12 mods. All 6 players are probably going to go HDHR. It's worth mentioning right now, for those watching from Standard, Taiko's scoring system is not like Standard. If you miss in the middle of the map, you don't lose 600,000 score. You lose about 20 or 30,000. So
Yay.
overmodding free mods is worth it if you're really good.
Yeah.
Because even if you make a mistake, you can still score higher than one mod. Which is
100%.
why any strong free mod team is just going to triple HDHR everything they can. These two teams are the strongest at free mods. I don't think we're seeing any one mod here.
Well, you never know. For a relative rule of thumb, each mod gives about a 1.5% accuracy advantage relative to playing no mods. So, I'm very curious to see how many mods we're going to see. Now, of course, free mod rules in Taiko Cup. Each player can choose individually whether to play the map as it is with no mod. They can play hidden, hard rock, or both hidden and hard rock. So, we are going to be seeing a lot of players picking their specialties, which is pretty important in a 3v3 setup.
Yeah. Looks
So-
like Riha is coming in for Cantu, Grape Tea coming in for Nekomusha, and that is frankly pretty intimidating. Grape Tea known to get... I mean, he might be about to get 45 unstable rate on this map with HDHR and just max scored in the match.
Yeah.
He's that good at these kinds of things.
Yeah, Grape Tea for a very long time has been a top player.
Mhm.
So,
Especially on the relatively ACK-focused picks of the pull. And okay, he's going hidden only. He's going to SS. He's either
Okay.
going to SS or get like 0 100s, 3 misses. He has 2 gears, and those are the 2 gears. Kampaku looks like he's going hidden only. It seems he forgot the no-feel. I sure hope he doesn't miss 100 notes. I should have finished that sentence a lot quicker so that I didn't look like Like a demon
No.
come to Earth to curse Kompaku. That,
Yes, of course. You
my
have to.
bad.
No,
So
it's just
only
the starting
5
note.
mods per team. Only 5 mods per team.
Yeah, so we have an even fight in terms of the mod count.
Yeah, no
Great.
mod advantage.
Yeah, Grape Tea currently beating out Kompaku as he is on the double S. But Kompaku
Yeah.
very close behind with only one miss.
Seemingly 1 miss and 0 100s actually from Kompaku. The Grape Tea special coming from the other side, but Aria is going to find multiple breaks. And suddenly, Korea have a solid 15k lead, but we saw this last map, these are not always safe. Peaceful is on 100 with Hidden Hard Rock. He is the best Hard Rock player in the world. I don't think it's really a question. And that skill translates quite well into HDHR, especially because Peaceful is often known, maybe not quite as comfortably, but often thought of as the best hidden player in the world. So when you put both on at once, he tends to be pretty good.
Yeah, and the results are showing, leading the lobby. And the next player behind him is probably My Mind, about 0.5% back. And that's a scary thought, especially because My Mind's at 99.56 and is trying to chase down Peaceful, trying to wrestle the score advantage away from South Korea. But the South Koreans are looking incredibly strong.
It's hard to beat this though. Oh, 8,000 score the difference with a third of the map left. Appler is the other HDHR on Korea's end, still holding up that FC, known for his tendency to just hit every no. Why do I speak? He's just missed and it's flickering now. I don't think you're much better with the Christian. I think we should get ourselves out of time, but Aria is gonna find a miss. Oh,
that is a
bit of a
huge
no
drop.
lock. And Korea have it all to lose now, but Appler finds another miss. On Peaceful. Okay, it's about 10,000. There's not much map left. It's still Korea's to lose, but they have to make sure not to lose it, and it's getting real close.
Yeah, it's coming down to the 100
Oh,
count
this is
here.
terrifying. We got seconds left. Japan have got the lead back. They just have to hold FCs. And they do, and it's 2-0. 10,004 score the difference. Wow. 8 100s and 3 misses from Peaceful. Just, yeah, the consistency from Korea, maybe not quite at the level they'd want these first 2 maps, and it has honestly cost them the idea of being 2-0 up on Japan in TWC Grand Finals. But it shows that they can do this.
What's really unfortunate is that Kompaku's miss was actually enough. I think.
Yeah.
That miss at the very start.
It was so early that I don't think it made the difference. It probably cost him like 5,000 or 6,000 score. I don't know about 10k though.
Yeah. But you know
Especially
what?
because the map is fairly long.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. That being said, Japan, they're leading 2-0, but by golly, is that 2-0 absolute on a knife's edge? We could have very easily seen South Korea up 2-0 to start the match.
Yeah,
Japan cannot be resting
like
easy as they face tremendous pressure.
So yeah, Grape Tea worth mentioning. 100 FC there, but hidden only kind of. I mean, it caps your score, right?
It did the job. It did the job.
Like, he was 40k score away from the likes of My Mind and Peaceful, but still pretty impressive and still worth a mention. Anyway, Japan, I'm gonna pick No Mod 6 here, Contradiction. This song made for the World Cup, not quite most original, by 96 Glass. Map by Asaki Mitsuki from Blue Archive. You might know as CDH. He's better known as CDH. Same guy.
I was wondering the name change, because everybody changes their names all the time. Little sketchy.
Yeah. And in the words of 96 Glass, we need some greasy speed to separate these teams. Maimai actually getting his first ever FC on FM1 there in the match. Good timing, you could say. One miss would have flipped it, so probably needed to PB to be 2-0 up on Korea right now, and that's exactly what he did. You love a good clutch player. And he's staying in. The only perma lobby player so far for Japan is my mind. Kantu and Nekomisha coming back in. We saw them earlier on Nomad 2, 3? I forget. 2.
It's been a while. No Mod 2.
Yeah, Chosun coming back in for Kenpaku Sariel. And this map is stressful, it is extremely dense, it TX the concept of speed tech and cranks it up to 11. This one's going to be difficult. They might not make it look that hard though, but trust me, that's just because these players are excessively good at the game to a point where nobody should really be getting. Peaceful going to be the first to miss. My Mango trades it off. Japan's still with the advantage though in the early going.
It is very slim, however, only 10,000 points separating the two sides, and that is nothing in a 3v3 setting. Cantu leading the lobby with double S, but Peaceful, wow, struggling and falling back a little bit.
Yeah, if you're gonna watch any player on a map like this individually, it should be Cantu. This guy known for his prowess on extremely difficult maps. Of course, asked our Nomad 2-pick Echoes last week. Just, it really doesn't matter how hard the map is, this guy can play it. He has a 10 miss on the leaderboard of the qualified Grand Finals tiebreaker. Way lower than anyone else except Silver Tyrant. He still has sassing almost halfway into the map. Japan's lead though has only grown to about 50k here. This looks like it was a pretty intelligent pick from Japan. This is an insane team run. Nekomusha is still in the FC, worth mentioning. Cantu finally loses the SS, but 1-100.
Atlas is trying to hold things together, but one player alone is not going to be enough against the power that Japan is currently bringing on this map.
Yeah, their whole thing in the end that just stops them from ever losing in TWC is they're better at hard maps, the Japanese players, than anybody else, and it's really coming to light here. Again, it should be said, this is probably the strongest, just in terms of 3v3 strength, that any challenger has ever been to the Japanese throne, but I mean, this is just ridiculous from Japan.
Yeah,
Chosun
and
on
this section in particular, very difficult, especially because you don't have the bar lines to guide you. And they are getting increasingly distorted.
And you're gonna have to throw off your timing if you use bar lines to read. It doesn't look like any of these players are too phased by it, though.
No, it's just a visual effect for them. It's not a gameplay mechanic.
Oh, Cantu with a couple extra 100s. No longer on 99.9. Yeah, I'm not sure he's kicking himself over it, though. This score is still looking ridiculous. This section is essentially just dead 300 BPM. Yeah, big rip from Nekomusha, but it's traded off by Chosun, and again, the Dawn spam here, maybe not the nicest for the DDKK players. Adlers, though, mind you, has just pulled off an FC. But
nice.
Then there's Cantu with 5 100s.
Wow.
Okay,
phenomenal performances.
That's absolutely unbelievable. Almost a million score.
Yep. You know, just Cantu just hitting the peak of speed tech like it's nothing. Little not surprising. Cantu is up there as one of the strongest players right now in just the taiko scene.
Raw strength, like physical wise, yeah, he is.
Apple is, for his credit, doing very well, surviving the whole song without missing.
Yeah, he
definitely still's got it.
Especially on, you know, just no mod hard map. Applers is, at least outside Japan, he is your guy.
He is the guy.
A hard map. He was the latest non-Japanese player to be rank 1 sometime in, I think, 2020. And ooh, Korea gonna stick with the free mod pool going FM2. No.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
If both teams 5-modded debug drug, maybe we see 4 on this. There are players that are HDHRing this no matter what. If you can force Peaceful onto 1 mod, you have probably done something really, really excessive. I don't think this is the most anti-mod map we've ever seen in TWC. It's more just that the map is very hard, as well as, you know, having to put mods in it. HDHRing this is the kind of thing that I would expect only of Peaceful and maybe my mind. Maybe I'm wrong though, and we see, you know, 4 HDHRs? I don't know.
Yeah. So relative to Fremont 1, we're definitely going to be seeing a lot more intense slider velocity changes. so speed ups and slowdowns are going to be a bit more intensified. Not to the same level as previous World Cups, though, as Overhead was saying, but I think the actual mechanical difficulty of this map is still well and truly high enough to compensate.
Yes, for sure.
So,
lots of one-hit.
yeah, it's going to be a little tricky. And also, this is a fairly long track as well. 4 minutes. I think there's a little bit of drain time, but still, 3 minutes and 45 seconds of just pure psycho boost chaos.
Yeah. The new Gene Remover album dropped recently, giving Backfire, Wadzi, and I think Sola Eclipse some ammunition to torture our players with. I think this thing sounds cool as hell, but I sure would not want to be playing the map with match nerves. Group T and My Angeleru coming in for Kantu and Nekomusha. Notably a different roster from Japan than we saw on FM1. My Angeleru coming in instead of Ariha, really known for his Hidden Only and Hidden Hard Rock prize. I wouldn't be surprised if he's here to play this map Hidden Only. I also wouldn't be too shocked if he's about to go all the way and try HDHR. Let's see.
Well, let's have a look. Oh, the mod counts are definitely lower here.
What, Korea?
Korea with the mod
Appler's-
advantage.
Wait, Appler is running back no mod 6. No,
Oh, wait.
My-
Wait a
my
minute. That
dearest
means Sakura
friend
has an even
Appler's-
bigger advantage.
that's not how it works. Okay, Korea with 5 mods to Japan's 3. Gritty,
Yeah,
My Angel Eru Hidden Only, My Hard Rock Only, Appler's Hard Rock, but Peaceful and Kompaku both going all the way in with the HDHR. But their early act leaves
Little
much to
bug.
be desired.
No,
Appler's is
it's
already
just
missed.
bugs.
No, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really
give
close to
Banter a
the-
moment to catch up. But yeah.
Alright, so Korea have a lot to work with here, but they still can't afford a million mistakes, because Japan probably, playing it safe here. Japan playing it safe means that you are going to have to play very, very well to gain any grind.
100%. I mean, look, just out the gate, we see Grape T with double S. My Angel Error, Jess 2 100s, and my 99%.
And this is coming out from Peaceful. He had about 99.7 until a few seconds ago, but while the combo score is going to give Japan some free points right now, it's not going to last forever. The mod advantage will start pulling it back towards Korea, all being equal. After another
100%.
little bit.
And this is a very long song.
Appler's going to miss on a relatively easy section there, and Peaceful too. HDHR probably making that a lot harder than HR only. Appler's actually going to find a miss. And suddenly it's a 40k score difference. Kompaku locking up a bit, and now Japan are really in the driver's seat. My Angeleru does find the first miss on Japan's side. Grape T though, max scoring the map so far as he tends to do. You see why he's only one modding when his one mod is literal perfection.
Yeah, and we are approaching the halfway point of the song. Japan up by a good, healthy margin, and it's only getting bigger as Kompaku is struggling to keep up the A rank on this map. The 2 mods is going to help out with the score, but not at this rate. At this rate, Kompaku is behind and needs to catch up to about 96%.
Well, my mind does miss, but it's clean. This is the thing. Korea's misses have been a bit more sustained, and also worth mentioning, Kompaku, despite
My
not
Angel
missing
Error?
much, is on
Dropping it.
93%. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, big lockup from Kompaku. Peaceful's recovered really well, so is Appler's. Peaceful in the mid-98 HDHR right now, by the way, which is... I should never open my mic again. I'm gonna be traumatized to speak after this match.
Nah, that's okay.
Curse
Don't
of
worry,
silence
just-
upon me.
You just need to talk about Grape Teeth double S. 16
I mean, it's worth
still
talking about,
going
isn't it?
Incredibly strong.
There is a reason why this guy is just known for being maybe the safest pick on a free mod ever. As long as he's not HDHRing it. When he's HDHRing it, sometimes mistakes can come in. When they don't, though, he just beats you.
Well,
he just does. He just got higher rank than you because he's Grape T. On one mod, though, you better score 1.07 or higher.
The
Because
crazy
he's going
thing
to score
is,
106.
Grape
Okay,
Tea
105.
the Grape Tea is actually behind Peaceful. Peaceful.
You're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, nice certainly is. Yeah. It was pretty
he's definitely
close
behind
until
Peaceful.
that. Ouch.
So, yeah, Peaceful actually doing better than Grape Tea in the individual scores, giving South Korea a bit of glimmer of hope, but yeah, just Kompaku is just struggling a bit here.
Yeah, maybe a bit of overmod here. My Angel Air, you're gonna find misses. Is this
That is
slow
a
section
huge
gonna
drop.
get him? It kind of is! And suddenly,
that's
it's
a
only
50,000
30k, but
switch.
they're running out of time.
Okay, can my Angel Error recover this?
I think time's up, B. I think it's just
No, there's
I
there's
think
a
it's
couple
too
of
little
patterns
too
left.
late. No, the outro comes in and 2960
Wow.
to 2934,000 score. Japan gonna take the win. Really
Ooh.
scary there in the ending. Like the sheer amount of misses that Area and Grip T got. My mind though, holding the fort down with a 1 miss on Hard Rock.
Yeah,
And yeah,
that was a little
wow.
scary for Japan. You know, was an incredibly huge swing by my Angel Error. Just got caught in one of the slowest sections of the map and paid a huge price on the score. But Japan, being as comfortable as they are, managed to keep it together. But South Korea definitely just nagging at the point. They can almost touch it. It's like in a boxing match, they go for the swing. They can feel the punch almost connecting, but Japan just keeps dodging every time
Yeah, Peaceful
through
by the
one
way.
error and another.
Worth mentioning, Peaceful just got 1.05 million with HDHR in the Grand Finals anti-mod. There really is nothing this guy can't mod. Except maybe the tiebreaker, having a 400 BPM section at the end doesn't tend to help, but yeah, ridiculously strong mod player. Probably the best in the entire world, really showing his stuff, even if his team doesn't get the point. And Japan gonna make the next sensible pick, which is DT1. Really, Japan's play here is to just take every mechanics map because they have the best mechanics of any team in the world, and Korea can test them on reading more so than that. At least you'd think so, because Nomad 2, for example, was very, very close, and almost left Japan with a bit of egg on their face, and an immediate break point. But yeah, this match could just as easily be like 3-1 in Korea's favor right now, you gotta feel. Maybe some nerves. I can't imagine the nerves are helped by the fact that the team you're playing hasn't lost a match in over a decade. That
But you know
probably gives
what?
Japan a subtle advantage in just every match they play. It's like,
But
oh,
you
we
know
can't
what?
beat these guys.
It can very easily work against Japan, especially with how close South Korea has been. If South Korea gets 2 maps in a row, then suddenly things can flip a little just as quickly. So I think it works both ways. I think it just sharpens the momentums a little bit. But let's see. We have Rosemary possibly playing this map
Yeah,
for South
Rosemary
Korea.
making a comeback in the past year and a half. Former rank 1 in the world way back in the old days of, TKS, U68, your kind of old players that, it's weird to think a lot of people just don't know by now.
In
but
the ancient prophets of before 2019.
the ancient times, but even the ancient players, if they've been rank 1 global, they're good. And Rosemary can probably pretty accurately be described as mini Peaceful. That's a very, very good player to be a miniature version of. Peaceful and Repeat, the only ones caught by the mono. 104 players hit that. That is the hardest thing in the map that just came by.
Yep.
And it's close for now, but this is the kind of pick where Japan just really thrives, taking their mechanics and their AC advantage and just pumping out so much more score than the other team. Usually. My mind finally coming out of the lobby, by the way. Kantu,
Great team.
Nakamusha, Grip T.
Picking up a
finding
miss.
multiple breaks now.
Yeah, South Korea pulling in front. Good sign. But will it hold? This map is very accuracy demanding, so combo drops are going to be fairly frequent relative to some of the other maps you'll see in this pool.
I don't know, I think this is one of the easiest maps in the pool to FC besides the mono, which is already out of the way. And the thing with that means it does end up being mostly an accuracy battle, which you don't want those against Japan. You really don't. If anything, you want a who misses last battle, because at least sometimes they just mess it up big style. where they lock up like anyone can, but it is
100%.
staying in Korea's favor just about. Peaceful up to the 99% range, so is Ken too, though. And he's doing it with an FC.
The lead
Rosemary Knapp is
still
holding on.
neck and neck. South Korea been holding about a 3,000 advantage, but
This is
Japan
so scary.
bringing it down to about 1,500 points. That's only about 2 or 3 notes. Not even.
Yeah. I kept talking about how you don't want to take an accuracy battle with Japan, but Korea in the past couple minutes have played them exactly dead even. The lead has just stayed in their favor by a couple thousand score.
Maybe they are actually up for an accuracy battle. Who knows? Who knows?
Appler's not known for his act, but that's mostly because the scores that you see from him are on 11 stars. When it's 7.5, he can do better. Mid-98 is pretty good.
Japan's just wrestled it back.
Ooh, everyone catching the second mono. Not as hard as the first one, but still, Japan are going to wrestle the lead over, as you say, by about 5,000 score. Rosemary going to find a miss. Oh, in the last quarter of the map too. And suddenly Japan have 3 99s.
Yep.
This is looking ridiculous from them. The recovery after Grape Tea's couple early misses is looking astounding. They have 2 99 FCs.
South Korea's not giving up just yet. There's still a little bit of hope for a massive error in the end here. It's not going to take very much to swing things back.
Korea have to hope for a mistake, though. They're kind of at Japan's mercy here. But
Japan still has to finish the song, and they have 2 full combos that are waiting to get dropped.
Oh,
and
misses!
right on the
and there's
cue,
outro!
Neko Musa picks up the drop. We're going down to
100s.
the outro. 2,000 points to catch. Will the combo momentum be
Every
enough?
100 matters all of a sudden.
All the 100 counts is going to matter in the world,
no.
but it's not going to be enough to do it.
501, like the dart score is
Wow.
the margin. Oh my god,
I
Neko Musa
tried.
probably with the greatest sigh of relief there. Oh my god. The accuracies, by the way, from Grape Tea and Peaceful, absolutely unbelievable. 99.5 with misses from Peaceful. The mono, the only thing stopping him from one of the scores of the tournament, maybe the score of the tournament, and Rosemary.
That was a
with
little
99.
scary. That almost cost Japan the point.
It was so
This
close.
is so unfortunate. So close yet so far. But you know what? South Korea, again, this could have been a situation where South Korea were up multiple points. Like, South Korea, I don't think they're going to be too upset with how they're playing against Japan, because they are actually bringing it to the fullest of their potential. But
I don't
just
know about
haven't got
that.
it yet.
I feel like they have more. It's just, you know, you can't max roll every map, right? Sometimes you'll miss. And I feel like it's coming in the worst places for them. Like, it's just biting them in the back at the worst of times. This could be 4-1 South Korea right now. Japan could be like halfway to losing a match, but they've kept
really could've.
just about getting them. I feel like they've gotten a bit lucky in this match, and that's still extremely impressive from Korea, because usually Japan don't need luck. This time they kind of have.
100%.
Alright. Hidden 1 picked by Korea. Shizume Chiku Zensen. This map is barely 6 stars. It's not that hard, right? No, this is ridiculously hard to play. It's so slow, and it's very technical, and it's
Slow
so hidden. Those 3 things synergize well with each other to create a map that is extremely hard. I feel like we're gonna see my Angel Ariad for this one, right?
Oh well, no.
No,
we're going to see Kampaku.
the
He's defecting to Japanese team.
Noted Japanese top player Kampaku Sariel. He certainly filled the top player part, I'll tell you that much.
That is so true. That is so true. But we'll see. Yeah, the big killer with Hidden 1 being incredibly slow. Sometimes if you lose your way, you can drop incredibly fast, incredibly hard. We saw Mainju Error suffering quite a bit of that in Fremont 2, where
there he is.
out of nowhere, what was a very comfortable 110,000 victory going for Japan suddenly switched to like 20,000 points. You know, a 90k swing. Those sort of swings are on the cards with a map like this. So you know, it definitely requires a lot of focus. So let's see how it goes here.
So, My Angelary, Maimang, and Gripty in for Japan, Peaceful, Kampaku, and Rosemary in for Korea. Not too much surprise with these rosters here. Appler's finally getting switched out because, well, he's too fast for slow hidden, you see. Kampaku and Rosemary, however, can certainly play their reading maps, and Peaceful, well, I've picked him up as, the mod guy the whole match, so how do you think he's going to do? The thing is, Grape Tea exists to cancel out any player you have on Hidden One, and my mind's not far behind.
100%. So, let's see.
And everyone
Who
has
can
to
maintain their
Peaceful of all people, the first to miss, and suddenly his accuracy begins with an 8 for a second. Maybe some real nerves coming in here.
Definitely some chaos over on Peaceful's side. To start this off, My Angel Error also picking up some misses.
Not the lockup that Peaceful had, but... Oh!
That is a
miss.
huge drop!
That's a bit of a lockup. Oh, Kampaku, though! Misses everything for a solid couple seconds. That's really not what Korea would have wanted here. The lead just flips right back over about as big as it was before, and... Your man there is assassin the map. Rosemary's on 1/100. 3 100s.
There's still 2 more minutes of this. So...
but...
The 40,000 lead is not a 40,000 lead. Especially with how strong some of these players are still performing. We have Rosemary at 99.67. Grape Tea's at double S. My Mind's at 99%. These 3 players are fighting for the top honor of MVP on this map. Meanwhile, the other 3 players are fighting for their lives as they try to stay in the A rank. The duality of chaos that is this map.
Grape Tea's SS the even slower section now as well, getting to the halfway point of the map. These pairs of doublets are just so brutal to act, but this guy does not care. I think we know where the spotlight is right now, and this guy is not afraid of the lights. Not afraid of the notes fading off his screen before he has to hit them.
But there's still plenty of time left.
Oh, Kampaku! And the lead's in the 6 digits now. It's looking all but over. Oh, My Angel does find a miss, but it's clean. Kind of coming into a speed section here. I wonder is anyone single tapping this? Okay, no, they all have sense. They all have the common sense not to single tap this.
Ah, yes.
Wait. No, never mind. Peaceful is actually single tapping this, I think. That's kind of crazy.
Not. But let's see.
Curious. Anyway,
everyone's stabilizing a little bit towards the end here, but Peaceful Error trading another set of misses.
Oh, extremely rare that you see Peaceful miss on something like what we just saw. Really unusual. Just shows the amount of stress these players are under, and one man stands alone right now. I'm not even gonna say more. Not until the map's over.
Well,
no,
I mean,
don't you
My
dare.
and Rosemary are still in it. You know, there's a 3-way finish
looking
here.
pretty good. Look at that from Rosemary, but we can finally say it. Look at that from Grip Tea.
Wow.
The best slow hidden player maybe ever. Maybe that's ever booted up the game. Gets the 1.06 million perfect maximum score on Shizume Chiku Zensen.
Grape Tea just kind of wins.
Most people couldn't get a score like this on the round of 32 map, and I mean most Taiko players ever. Not many people can even SS the first round edition of this slot because slow hidden is just really hard. It's widely considered the hardest skill set to get into. But clearly, though, some people can do it at any level you like.
I will say, Maimang and Rosemary getting a very clean full combo run as well with 15 100s and 8 100s. That is nothing to sweat at either. Very, very skillful. I mean, it's one thing for Grape Tea, who is one of the best players that Taiko has seen in a while. But it's definitely even crazier for Rosemary, and my mind to keep up with such proficiency. And
So
just to still be a fraction behind is still a very good result.
So, anyway. Ooh, enough just gawking at those unbelievable hidden one scores. We do have a next map to play already. Japan picking quick as hell. So did Korea, to be fair. Both teams went into this with a plan, and you can tell. But
So,
DT2 is picked. It's kind of funny that someone just mentioned End of the World would certainly be a song to end the TWC on.
well, I was gonna say it's the end of a dream, but I guess we'll go with that.
Well,
Very,
Ariha,
very subtle
Nakamusha,
messaging by
and
Japan.
Chu
Yep.
coming in. Full
The-
team swap by Japan, actually. All three players changing out. Applu's coming in for Kampaku Sariel in this one. Makes sense, he is good at the hard maps, and this is certainly one of them. Look at these 1-6. Those are 423 BPM quads.
All right, here we go. 282 beats per minute. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Kantu with the early miss, going to give South Korea a bit of hope, but the accuracy, very brutal.
Early miss. Very rare, just a mistake on a mechanics map from Kantu. Usually they put him in on the maps that you expect and he just annihilates them all, but gives a teeny window here for Korea. Lots of map to go though. And Ariha's still in the mid-99. Going into the first Kiai. Here's where it gets dense. Look at some of these streams, man. I know it's only 280, but patterns are not easy whatsoever. Really
And there's
easy to
a
get
couple
caught
of 1-6 bursts here as well.
Oh, lots of them, yeah. Especially for a BPM like this, it's kind of a crazy amount.
Yeah, Japan been wrestling back the accuracy advantage over time, and halfway into the song, it is neck and neck. The score is flickering, but the life of South Korea in the balance with the highest of stakes. Can South Korea rise to the occasion here?
Alright, the hard part is coming up. This map, not very long when you apply DT. Here come the streams. Peaceful is going to be the one to miss. But there's still more to go. Oh, Nakamusha finds a break, but it's clean, but he breaks a second time. And suddenly it's only 10,000 score, and we're not totally done yet. Kantu and Rosemary trade, but Korea wins the trade.
Yep.
They can win this. It's real close.
South Korea has a minuscule combo advantage. If that's even can be called an advantage, accuracy is still going to play Kingmaker in this finale here.
99.6. What is this? That is ridiculous.
Ariha's not giving up.
Oh, that might be it. Korea need a mistake from Japan, and they do not have round break. It's Ariha. The FC is gone. Only Applers is left. He has to hold. Korea has to hold. Peaceful misses.
Oh, that's it.
And that's it. Your Ost Taiko 2025 World Cup. Okay.
For the
champions
12th year.
Are Japan.
Wow.
For God knows how many years in a row, but boy,
12.
did they have to earn it this time. That is the closest sweep maybe that you will ever see.
That is so unfortunate. I mean, South Korea was pushing it for the majority of the matches. I can't believe that with how close these maps have been, that South Korea was on the losing side of every trade. That's so unfortunate. I actually feel bad. Apple is even coming home with the full combo was not enough to pull it to pull over the line for the point. So
yeah, but that's it. It's the end of the world again, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
your champions, as usual.
Congratulations, yep.
Are Japan.
Congratulations to Japan for winning Taiko World Cup 2025.
Yeah, really showing
as they
why
say, say the line, Bart. Yep.
Congratulations to Japan on winning TWC 2025. And they showed us today exactly why people spam the registrations are open news post with that every year. They took what is easily the strongest non-Japanese team ever to exist, and they 7-0'd them. Now, could it have been 4-3, 5-2 to Korea at the point of the match we were in? You could easily say so, but Japan just had a higher score than their opponent on every map. It's not something you can argue with. Them's the rules. The higher score wins, and Japan had it 7 times in a row today. And it looks like we're probably gonna get a tiebreaker.
Yep. We're gonna get the showcase. We just gotta give it a few minutes. Now,
Now the tiebreaker is 10 minutes long, so you gotta, let the players simmer down a little bit.
Wait, what?
Half of the guys in the lobby are just celebrating and cheering right now, you just know it.
wait, you said
are we
10
done?
minutes, right? What?
Yes, the tiebreaker is 10 minutes long.
Okay. Okay. So, I have this running joke every year, at least as far as I've been commentating. There's still, as humongous as Japan's dominance in Taiko World Cup every year, as much as they've pulled off some of the best scores in Taiko World Cup history, and even for the entirety of Taiko in the scene, there is still one elusive achievement that is yet to be caught.
Yeah. It's still, you could say, a battle for second place, but
No.
the battle for first place it gets 1 year closer every year, and
No,
really felt like this was going to be the
There's
time,
still
but
one more
not
achievement.
quite.
And that one achievement is
I
full
see this.
comboing is full comboing the tiebreaker.
So
The last player that has full comboed the tiebreaker showcase was Atlas
yeah,
in
one
2022. So
has to be mentioned here. Appler's 2020.
Yep.
His team, South Korea, lost to Japan in grand finals. It's kind of hard to beat them, as you can see. But then they played the tiebreaker. Nobody FC'd it. Nobody really got that close. Except Applers actually did FC it. And then in 2022, we had Ethereal Cyber Angel 15. And the same thing happened again. Japan's team was arguably the strongest it's ever been in 2022. And Applers still FC'd the Grand Finals tiebreaker when nobody else could get all that close in a match. He is known for a reason for just FCing all the hardest maps that nobody else can actually get everything in one run for. Will we see it? No, this one's a tall order, B. It's 10 minutes long, after all.
yeah, no. I don't look at the tiebreakers ahead of time because I like to be surprised on the day. And the 9 minutes and 36 seconds, that alone is very tough.
Oh, this one's a doozy, yeah. I think it's, in terms of total song time, I'm pretty sure it's 9 minutes 50 something? It's just short of 10 minutes. I think it's just 9:36 Korean time. I might be wrong. Either way, it's at least 9.5 minutes, right? It's pretty long, you could say.
Well, 100%.
Yeah, so we got buzz cuts here by TWC signed Team Strike Back Squad. Let me get all the deets here. Let me get all the information. So, mapped by... First of all, composed by the team of 77, GJ Reise, A Question, SAR7, A2, Akimaru, Chinatsu Furuka, Negimiso, and Meizawa. Mapped by, get this, those who, play hard Taiko maps are gonna love this one. Rafalj, Nurand, Uone, Lexa, Nananas. That is so stacked, both in composition and in mapping. If you know Hyperflip, you probably know like half of these artists. But
100%.
yeah, they certainly created something with this one. Getting into it here. Can Korea
People
strut
going
their
in.
stuff?
Hello.
Oh, yeah, he's unusual like that. I don't think this is gonna fully work out. There are very, very extreme anti-mod sections in this, such as a 380 BPM section at the end that lasts for a long time just in case you want to play HR. And when I say the end, by the way, I mean like 9 minutes in, it starts going dense 380. And you have to hit it there and there. Okay, everyone FCing so far.
Good
But
stuff.
this map is 5,700 notes to it. Everyone hitting that 1-5 at the start there. Alright, first real hard section of the map here. Nekomusha is going to lock up. Everyone else hitting it. Some of these 1-6 are 8 notes long. Very unusual. Peaceful and Grief going to miss. 3 remain. We're not even a 10th of the way into the map yet. This one really is a mountain to climb if you want the SE. Can too, by the way, on the left side. Should also be noted. He has a 10 miss on this map. on the leaderboard for all to see. He doesn't care. You can see his score, because you probably can't beat it.
100%. So, still got 3 full combos despite that opening. Applers, Chosung, and Kantu. I think we also have the other players from both teams who are playing just outside of the stream perspective. They would like to further handle the thing as well, so why not? We'll see the MP lobby later after the match ends.
3 people ordering on 1,000 combo right now, and they're all going to get it. Group team missing on kind of section that you would not expect him to miss on. Chosung as well, going to be caught by that slowdown 1-6. And now it's just the two usual suspects. Kantu, kind of the closest thing Japan has to Applers. Usually it's the closest thing, you know, the rest of the world has to Japan's X-player, but this is the one time when it's the other way around. Is, oh, Japan's Applers or Japan's people. And Appler's really showing why others are compared to him and he's not compared to the rest.
So,
really tricky doubles coming in.
We're 4 of the way in. It's a good start.
Kantu is 99.6 right now, that's quite good. This, I'd say, one of the hardest sections in the map to combo. I mean, you just look at Nekomusha, this guy's amazing at these hard normal maps and he's dying! Down to 95! Still perfectly good. These finishers are crazy, by the way. Kantu skipping all of them. Appler's hitting all of them. The playstyle difference coming into play here.
Absolutely based. Just hitting
actually getting him ahead of Kantu's score despite like 0.4% less ag. It's really hard to read this section even when skipping finishes, but Kantu manages it and we still have 2 FCs, a third of the way in. There's no way, right?
Remember to hit your finishes, players. Look at that score difference. Applers is
that
up by
section,
like 20,000 score.
I don't think it's a matter of remembering. I think it's a matter of being able to hit them. Those are so dense, so hard. I get 100 misses on that section because I just can't handle the amount of them. Alright, here we go. Going into another real hard, dense section. The easy parts of the map are pretty much over. Kantu finally gonna miss everyone but Chosung, and your man there with the FC still going through 2200 combo. It's the guy you know for things like this, it's Applers.
Well, he got the last place standing award.
He survives. And Korea actually ahead right now, despite Peaceful going on the mega risk hitting.
Yep. Alright, Applers
and they
flexing.
can see the 2392? I can't quite tell. Combo. Alright, here we go. This isn't the hardest thing in the map, but it's tricky. The SV overlaps come in, not catching him. Until further notice, I think we kind of only care about one player here. Until he misses, if he does.
But this is
it's that whole section.
Incredibly deep run. By the way,
he was ready for the ninjas. He's been practicing. Yeah, we are about halfway through the map here.
There are a number of tiebreakers that normally finish at this point.
By this point in the map, nobody on the leaderboard still has an FC.
Welcome to stage 2.
This is probably the farthest anyone has ever FC'd into this map. He is doing it in one try, in a match, on a stream with 600 viewers. Like,
as you do. Tradition.
Everyone is watching him. He probably knows it. He just doesn't care.
Going down in Blaze of Glory.
As hitting the 3,000 combo mark, he's officially past halfway. Peaceful, by the way, still a 91 with it. Pretty impressive. But
oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, just look what's going on in the bottom middle left or bottom middle right. I don't know, man.
You're getting your lefts and rights mixed up.
This guy is just removing all things from my brain, including the sense of direction, by just blowing my mind right now. There's no way.
The other crazy thing too is that he's at 99%. He has the highest accuracy in the lobby.
Well, to be fair, this map is only OD 7.7, which for a map of this caliber and difficulty is kind of low.
You've seen the patterns. This man didn't even skip the finishes. That doesn't matter if it's 7.7.
So it's like easier for his playstyle. Oh, no, of all the places! You know
Mission
what?
failed.
You have seen like 6 minutes. No. He still has the entire leaderboard to beat, you see. To beat? Ah, I get it. Anyway.
Yeah. That's
he
unfortunate.
has the world to conquer.
But you know
He has
what?
some streams to hit.
Apples is still going for the top score, so
Oh, easily.
easily. And in fact,
I mean-
Apples may chase down 99%. If he gets 99%, this is once in a 9-minute song. I think a lot of people will forgive him for it.
If it's, a 10-minute 1 miss or 2 miss, I think everyone will still be, wondering how he did it.
Yeah, that's true.
And like 3,500 or so combo on a map like this is ridiculous.
Especially for a map this long. A lot of people will accept it. So.
Alright. Quarter of the map left to go. Still the full length of multiple other picks in this pool.
And Apples is still locked in.
Yeah, whoa, some of those bursts are just so crazy, and it's gonna really catch Apples. He's still a 98.5, he's still dominating the lobby, but yeah, I mean, even with Peaceful going unhidden, that I'm sure he probably wouldn't be considering if it was for all the marbles. Korea are still ahead, like genuinely ahead here. I'm sure Japan are not like forcing themselves to keep playing at 1,000,000%, except maybe Ken too, who's on a mad one right now. And I'm sure everyone is seeing, 304 there instead of like 4,600 and thinking, thank God he is human, this guy. He can miss. Anyway,
It's crazy.
the hardest part of the map is still yet to be played. Arguably. Actually, I don't know if it's arguable. Oh, this looks like the DBKK killer part. It kind of isn't. These monos are only like 190 BPM. It's really just a finger control section, and not in a super high level either, even for Bungo. Like, how many like top OWC players can stream 190 BPM? Basically all of them. And I mean, yeah, Adlers is made of strong stuff. He can stream 190. Yeah, Peaceful actually hitting, I think, most of that whole section, as I say, as Mimi misses, but here's where the map really kicks into gear, and look at the score lead, by the way. Could you imagine if this were the real thing? Alright, here we go.
Yeah.
It's 380 from here to the end. This is where men are made. Who's gonna hit it? Why is Peaceful able to play this with hidden? It's mad fast even with no mod. Okay, finally starts dropping. Applers, is he gonna hit the entire outro?
Yes.
Just a little showcase of what could have
got
been.
this.
Yep, F sees it. And you know what? So did Chosong and so did Neko Mijo, which is incredible from both of those two.
Absolutely
And-
crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations to Apples for being the last player surviving on the tiebreaker.
And
Only missing
Korea-
in 2 sections in the 10-minute song. I think we can forgive him.
Korea outscored Japan on the tiebreaker, just for show, by 13,500. Applers with a 3,500 combo, 98.4%, 10 miss. Look at all the other miss counts. Chosong, by the way, playing absolutely incredible. Pretty close to keeping up with, like, Ken too, who is one of the guys that you expect to annihilate a map like this.
What could have been?
Unbelievable. Peaceful also actually passing the map with hidden. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable scores, unbelievable players, and an unbelievable match, especially by the standards of a 7-0. One of the closest sweeps that you will ever see in any game mode is the way that the Taiko World Cup 2025 is going to end. That's us for another
100%.
year.
I do want to say thank you, everybody, from the viewers to the players to the organizers, of course, and to our lovely commentators here. This has been a fantastic tournament every year. We all love it. We all love to keep coming back to it, and we'll continue to keep coming back for more. So, Japan winning the 12th year in a row. Congratulations. South Korea getting second place, a very close second place. Definitely wished for a little more, but you could not ask for much more than that, especially with how that match was going. And Taiwan getting a very nice third place.
Oh yeah, their first third place ever, actually. They had that string of many years in a row where they were always second. Of course, you can kind of guess who they were second behind. Korea are kind of experiencing that in the modern era. But coming back for their first podium in a decent couple of years, getting themselves in third, pretty impressive. But that is us for another year. Yeah, thank you very much to, of course, all the players, all the spectators, and everyone who worked so hard to make this tournament a reality.
Yeah, and that's it. Thank you everybody for tuning in to Taiko World Cup 2025. We'll see you all next year as a new tournament awaits.
We'll see you next spring. It looks like our next thing on this channel will be Laser Grand Arena starting on May 4th. But for now, that's us from Taiko. We'll see you next year. Thank you for watching.
Take care.